Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the channel. I am Melly, and this is Imbody Tarot. And in today's big card reading, we are going to figure out whether or not you're wasting your time in this relationship or with the person that's on your mind currently. This is geared towards people who are dealing with partners who are hot and cold, where the dynamics feels very difficult. You feel like you're being pushed away, but for some reason your heart is telling you to stay with this person. Are you wasting your time? And ultimately, should you move on? Keep in mind that this is a general reading, and if you want a more specific reading dealing with what you're dealing with, then my booking information will be in the description box. If you want a book to get clarity and guidance confirmation, I am here for you. As you can see, we have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Each pile is accompanied by a crystal. And I want you to take a moment for you to focus your energy on the crystal or pile that calls out to you immediately. Pile number 1 resonates with this beautiful Malachite crystal. Pile number 2 resonates with this beautiful rose quartz. Pile number 3 resonates with this beautiful Caribbean calcite. In some cases, you could be drawn to more than one pile or crystal. That is perfectly fine. All that means is that you are resonating with messages in both piles, and you should hear it right now. We will be using the Embody Tarot deck for this reading. So when you're ready to hear what messages your higher self, spirit guide, God, universe has for you, then go ahead and click the timestamp that's linked below in the description box or the pinned comment. I'll see you there. Are you ready? Let's get it. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. And in today's reading, we are going to figure out whether or not you're wasting your time with the person that's on your mind, or should you move on from this relationship, from this dynamic, okay? We're going to tap into your person's energy, their feelings. We're going to tap into why you should stay or you should not stay. And then ultimately, we're going to answer the question, are you wasting your time? Should you move on? I did see that you chose the Malachite crystal. And I will say, when it comes to the Malachite's energy, it's all about transformation and big changes that's happening in your life in a very gentle manner. The Malachite helps to remove blockages when it comes to the heart, and it also gives you a gentle push for you to approach problems within your life. So automatically, I will say that Spirit is telling you that you have to focus on the changes that's happening that you need to make. There's no room for you to be scared anymore. There's no room for you to, turn a blind eye to the situation. Spirit wants you to look at the reality of things. And Spirit is saying, like, you don't have enough time to ask what if. Approach the situation directly, get the answers that you want and need, and then make your decision, okay? So let's see. Spirit, what is the energy for pile 1's relationship? What is the overall energy, Spirit? We have the Fool card. So the Fool card is a representation of new beginnings, okay? The Fool card is a card that shows negligence. It's also a card that represents innocence. So I think that Spirit is saying that within your relationship, there needs to be an energy of let bygones be bygones. Okay, I feel like Spirit is telling you that you have to decide that you want to have a new chapter, whether it's with this person or not with this person. Okay, you have to move on from the past. You have to let go of the energy that's been haunting you. Whatever happened to you in the past was a lesson, and now it's time for you to take that lesson and apply it to your life so that you could live a very innocent and happy and joyful life where you're not worried about what happened in the past. It's telling you to look forward to the future, okay? One thing about the Fool is that it has a loyal companion, the dog, that's with it, right? So even though you're in this phase where you're undecided whether or not you should move on from your person, I will say that the biggest lesson for you within this dynamics is loyalty. Is your person loyal to you? If you automatically say yes, then that's energy of you need to stay. If you're saying, I don't know, this person doesn't really show loyalty, but my heart can't let them go, then you have to understand or figure out what is it that's holding you attached to this person, this relationship. Why is it that you want to be with a person who's not loyal to you, who's not dedicated to you? Is it because things are fun? Is it because you're holding on to what happened in the past when you first met this person? Or is it the energy of you're feeling like you want to hold on because no one else will appreciate you in your raw form? These are questions you have to ask yourself to figure out whether or not the person that you're with right now is for you. I'm also seeing the energy of you may have children with this person, and that brings the extra layer of, should I go? Should I stay? Should I stay for my child's sake? You know? And Spirit is saying that you have to prioritize yourself now. You can't really prioritize what's best for the child, because if you're unhappy, the child will feed off that energy. If you are feeling sad, your partner will feed off that energy. So you have to start making decisions for you. It may make you feel like you're being selfish, but you're giving your best version of you when you are selfish, okay? You can't continue giving yourself. Like, you can't keep asking or making a decision based on what will make everybody else happy, because at the end of the day, you're not happy. And if you're not happy, the household is not thriving, okay? So what is your person's energy in this connection? What is pile one's person's energy in this connection, Spirit? Let's do this one. The Three of Cups. Ooh, this person may like to party, or they may have you in a third party situation. I feel like this person probably isolated you. And this person probably found you at a time when you were probably broken, or when you were trying to find real relationships, right? Relationships that makes you feel like you're thriving, you feel like you're happy. You know, this relationship is based on like celebratory. I feel like you are this person's, you know, trophy wife or trophy husband. I also feel like this person likes to have you around because you build up their network, you build up their value. This person sees you as a person who brings the crowd in. You make them look good. So this person is with you for the most part based on aesthetics reason. I think that you bring a sense of community to their life, a sense of family to their life. But at the same time, it's just like you invest way more into this person is willing to invest into you. When we see the Three of Cups energy, it's the energy of home, belonging, community. Three represents stability, and Cups represents feelings, emotions. So I feel like your person is aware about their feelings and their emotions when it comes to you. However, I am seeing like this person, you know, will include others within their relationship, right? So they don't really prioritize your feelings, your emotions. They prioritize overall collective. And you really want your person to start putting you first for the most part. Okay, let's see what your energy is like in this dynamics. We have the Six of Swords. Hence the reason why you're watching this reading, because the Six of Swords represents moving on energy. It's time for me to, you know, do something that's going to create a better environment for me. When we see the Six of Swords energy, the Six of Swords energy is representation of getting help from your neighbors, family, friends, and it's you making a decision that you feel like you're going to regret. Is you're saddened by the fact that you may have to move on. So what I'm seeing with both of you guys is that you guys both desire a energy of closeness, but it's kind of hard because you guys don't know how to approach a new chapter. You guys both want to start over in this connection, but it's just like, is it worth it? Is it going to grow? Will we thrive? Will things get better? Is this person happy? These are all the questions you're asking right now. But because you guys have people in your ears nonstop, it's just like, I don't know what to do. So what I'm seeing is that both you guys need to go through a phase where isolation is needed, because it's going to prepare y'all for this fun, loyal type of relationship. If I was supposed to answer the question right now, are you wasting your time within this relationship? Yes, because you guys are investing your energy and making decisions based on the outer world versus making a decision to make both of you guys happy. You guys are not prioritizing your partner's happiness, or they're not prioritizing your happiness. There is a feeling of lack and not feeling fulfilled because there are so many responsibilities outside of you and your partner. So you kind of feel stuck. You know, the outside world is influencing whether or not you and your partner will stay together. And because of that, you're feeling like you wish you just run away, just take off, start off in a new chapter, escape, right? But you want to escape in the most very gentle, loving manner. You don't want to make a complete 180. You want to take baby steps. And the Fool is that baby energy of saying, I don't know what's going to happen, but I have enough trust and faith in my partner that things will work out for my highest good. But things can't work out if you guys are relying on outsiders and their projection within your relationship. Is pile 1 wasting their time with this person? The King of Wands. We have the King of Wands. We have the 7 of Cups. And then we have the Chariot card. Your person comes off as very controlling, very possessive. I feel like you're not the only person within this dynamic. So if you're feeling like this person, have other options, that I wouldn't be surprised that they do. I low-key feel like this person has other options for the most part. And other options could be another lover. It could be a friend, or it could be a family member that they're prioritizing. When we see the 7 of Cups, it represents clouded judgment, but it also represents choices. So this person has a choice between you and somebody else that they have to make, right? Then with the King of Wands energy, where this energy is very sexual, very, charismatic for the most part. Do as I say, not as I do. This is my world. You're just a part of it for the moment. And a Chariot card is all about control. So I feel like you are wasting your time with this person if you want a long-term committed relationship. If you desire happiness, if you desire marriage, if you desire, a family unit, then yes. If you are desiring we're young and having fun, we're full of cum, then kudos. You're not wasting your time. But if you really want to deal with a person who's going to bring home the bacon, who's going to make sure that the home is stable, who's going to make sure that your happiness is prioritized, then this is not the person for you. And Spirit is saying it's time for you to move on. Hence the reason why you have the 6 of Swords. It's not something that you have to do, but you need to do. Mentally, you have to detach yourself from this person because you're losing who you are as a person in this dynamics. And Spirit is saying you have been through a lot for you not to know your value and for you to devalue yourself because you're happy. It's given the energies of when you're with this person, you feel like you're on cloud 9. Life is amazing. Life is perfect. But the moment you guys are physically apart, you feel so sad. And it's just like you don't know what to do to get the energy of happiness. You don't know what to do to get the energy of, completion, completed. The energy of living in a moment is what makes this relationship thrive, but it gives you a lot of anxiety. And Spirit is saying you shouldn't feel anxious anymore. Okay? Let's see. What happens if pile 1 decide to stay with their person? Let's do this right here. What happens if pile 1 decide to leave their person? Okay. So if you stay with your person, I see isolation. I see a self-love, growth, learning about who you are, right? The Hermit energy is energy of understanding. It's the energy of lessons. It's the energy of introspection. So if you stay in this connection, I see you kind of relearning who you are as a person and what you value. The Hermit card is the energy of time. And time does heal because with time you learn, right? This is a Virgo energy. And Virgo energy is all about improving, developing, being very useful, right? And Virgo energy also correlates with Mercury energy, which is communication. So you're learning how to communicate better within yourself. So you're learning how to develop better self-talk to yourself, especially when it comes to relationship. So if you decide to stay in this connection, what I'm seeing for you is that you are going to have an epiphany of who you are and what you want from this relationship overall. And if you decide to leave this connection, I feel like you will probably have a lot of people to choose from. A lot of people will fight for your attention. But ultimately, I feel like you are going to have a wall that's higher than the Great China, right? The Great Wall of China, where it's just like your defense is up. The Seven of Wands is a very defensive mechanism. You're not gonna let people in as easily as you may want. You're gonna have issues with trusting people. So it feels like you're in a predicament with damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you stay with this person, yes, you learn yourself, right? And you may feel like, you know, you have a better understanding of what love is and what relationship is. But then if you do decide that you want to leave this person, it feels like you're going to push yourself away from other people. So what it is that I'm picking up is if you stay with this person, you're going to develop self-peace, you know? You're going to create a very peaceful aura of who you are, what you want. This feels more like an internal journey. And if you decide to leave, what I'm seeing is that you are going to go through a process of, if I can't have this person, then I don't deserve anybody else. You know, nobody else deserves to have access to me. So it seems like you're going to shut the world out either way. Let's see. Advice from Spirit. Spirit, what is your advice for pile 1? What is your advice, Spirit? What should pile 1 know? The Magician card. The Ace of Swords in reverse. The 9 of Cups. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Interesting. So the overall energy is do what makes you happy. It seems like you're going to be alone either way, because the Magician card is you learning how to alchemize your energy. The 9 of Cups is you being single and happy. The 9 of Wands in reverse is you building up endurance. And the Ace of Swords is you trying to figure out how to look for the positive things in life. It seems like life is clouded and it feels like you're going through a lot of like, you know, bad energy where you feel like you don't belong. But what Spirit is saying is that you have the power to alchemize this energy for you to get what you want from this connection. And only you can make it possible, you know? So you have to recognize what tools you have in your toolbox when it comes to your happiness. So you're going to have to define what makes you happy and what makes you thrive within relationships. Hence the reason why we have the Malachite. The Malachite is a gentle healer when it comes to you in a transitional period. So are you wasting your time within this connection? Yes. Because either way, you're going to feel lonely and isolated. You don't feel like your partner has your back. Should you move on from this connection? I will also say yes, you know? But what I also will say is that just because you move on today, it doesn't mean that, you know, the relationship has ended forever, you know? So let's also ask this last question. Will there be a possibility of reconciliation when you do decide to move on? Will pile 1 and their person reconcile if pile 1 decides to move on? Will there be reconciliation between the connection? We have the 9 of Pentacles and the World's card. I'm not really seeing reconciliation. I'm seeing things ending, but on a good note. Will pile 1's person try to come back in their life? The 6 of Cups, growing. The Star card, healing. The 4 of Wands. And then the 5 of Pentacles. This person will regret losing you for the most part, but I feel like they will learn. So I'm not really seeing you guys reconciling for the most part, but they'll become a better person, you know? So if you want the best for this person, no matter what, then it's time for you to, you know, get your ducks in orders and move on. But this person will regret you because they're going to realize that they waited a little too late for... They're going to realize that they should have prioritized you and you were a gem in this connection. And you made sure that you were number one no matter what, but they didn't give you the same grace. So that's what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope I was able to give you clarity and confirmation with this reading. If you'd like to tap into what's going on with your specific energy specifically, because it's a general reading, I will list my booking information in the description box. And until next time, remember who loves you. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. And today's week card reading, we're going to figure out, are you wasting your time within this connection? Should you move on? I did realize that you did choose the rose quartz crystal for your reading. And I will say that the rose quartz energy is all about unconditional love. It's a very nurturing and loving energy. So you could feel like you have invested a lot within this relationship, and you may feel like there's no limit to what you can do when it comes to your person. But also you may feel like your person fell in love with you very quickly, and it kind of feels like it's going through like a slow burn right now, and you're wondering whether or not the person is prioritizing you, or they give you conditions on how you can be loved. What I could also say is that the rose quartz is an energy of self-love, self-dedication, self-care. So whenever you're feeling like you don't feel loved, or you're feeling like you're isolated, or you're feeling sad, if you have a rose quartz and you do like a self-love ritual, you will feel better. So what I'm picking up for your relationship right now, based on the crystal's energy, is that your person do care about you. However, they may be prioritizing themselves within the connection, and that makes you feel a little bit sad. Okay, but let's see what the tarot has to say when it comes to your connection and your love life within your relationship. Are you wasting your time? We're going to figure out what the overall energy is within your connection, your person's energy, and then also your energy, and then advice from spirit. Okay, so let's see. Spirit guide, God, ancestors, universe. What is the energy for Pile 2's connection with the person on their mind? We have the Three of Wands, celebratory energy. When we see the Three of Wands, there's an action. I really feel like your person's realizing that they may not have given you enough within this connection, and they're listening to your complaints, the things that you've been being very vocal about, and I think that they're going to act on it. So if you feel like you're lacking something within your connection, let your person know so they could act. The Three of Wands energy is an energy of movement and an energy of we're one step closer to getting what we want to make us happy. Because right off of the Three of Wands is the Four of Wands, or celebration. So the Ace of Wands, the energy of I have an idea that I'm passionate about. The Two of Wands is the thoughtfulness. How can I get this energy? How can I get what I want? The Three of Wands is you actually putting action to your thoughts, and the Four of Wands is you being very happy with what happens within a connection. So what I'm seeing is that I feel like right off the crystal's energy and the energy of this first card is you're not really wasting your time within this dynamics. You know, you may want your person to do more and show you more, and I feel like that's their energy. Their energy is that I'm going to act on it. You know, I feel like you're either manifesting and you're like one step closer to getting what you're manifesting. And sometimes we're manifesting something right before we get it. It feels like the world's falling apart. Not even gonna lie. But that's the test to see if you're ready for your manifestation, right? That's the test to see if you're worthy of getting it. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you're in like the right environment for things to work out. But it's like you're being tested on whether or not this relationship is conditional or this relationship is very stable, right? So let's see, what is your partner's energy? What is Pile 2 partner's energy within this connection, Spirit? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So your person probably feel a little bit stuck. They're confused for the most part. Or it could be the fact that they haven't had a breakthrough yet. Because the Ace of Swords energy upright is the energy of epiphany, right? And I feel like they're probably having issues with articulating. So maybe your love language is words of affirmation, where they are very big on self-service, right? Giving you what you want. And it's just like they thought they studied you and they thought that they knew you, but it's just like they cannot really connect with what you truly want. And in order for them to connect with what you truly want, you have to tell them, right? So they will take out the trash without you asking, but you may feel like, hey, you're supposed to do that anyways. They will fill your gas up, but you're gonna be like, they're supposed to do that anyways as my partner. They will be the person who buy the first product that you produce, but you're like, you're supposed to do that. You're my best friend. You're my lover. But let's just say you may need this person to remind you that they love you every day. They don't know that because they're like, I show up and I show you I love you. So why do I have to tell you? So when it comes to your connection, I feel like your person doesn't know how to love you. And that's why you're asking, am I wasting my time? Because you need to hear, you need to feel. And how your person shows up, it feels lackluster because your person doesn't really speak your love language. Aw. What is Pals 2 next move when it comes to this connection? What is their next move? We have the Fool card. They're going to try to start something. They're going to surprise you. They're going to build on something. What else? We have the 10 of Cups. They are going to probably introduce you to their family. So if you haven't met their family yet, they're going to try to figure out how to get you in their family. You know, this relationship kind of feels very new for the most part. So you meeting their family or you speaking to a family member is an indicator they're taking you very serious. Okay? Okay, what is your energy within this connection? The Wheel of Fortune. You feel like this connection feels very faded. Things happen for a reason. You feel like this person deep down inside is your better half, right? But just like the wheel could go forward, it could also go in reverse. So I feel like you're trying to control the dynamics of the connection. However, it's very scary. It's scary because you don't really know what your person is thinking. And it's scary because their action doesn't always reflect what they're saying. So your person may go back and forth, or you may go back and forth a lot for the most part. So I feel like you're trying to figure out how to hold on to the connection as best as you could possibly can. And it feels very difficult. It feels very, you know, like, I don't know. It feels like you're tired of going through the same old, but it also feels like you may be carrying past energy. So you may have to cleanse your energy, right? And try to see a person from a different perspective of knowing what they're supposed to do. But it feels like you're stuck in a cycle, you're stuck in a loop, and you're trying to escape from this loop. And your person wants to show you that they are committed and they do want to be a family. However, they don't know how to because the constant up and down. So they're trying to prove to you that you should stay with them, but it's kind of difficult. It's kind of hard. Interesting. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2 within this connection? What advice do you have? The Star card, healing, have faith. You know, speaking to a person who's been there, done that. You know, maybe speaking to a therapist, a life coach, a counselor, a spiritual advisor, the Two of Wands. I think that you have to really plan out what you want within this connection and let spirit take it in their hand. You know, I see that you have to heal. And I guess that makes sense with why you chose the rose quartz, because the rose quartz is, like I said, the self-love. So you're going to have to experience a lot of, I'm going to put myself first. You know, I have to love myself first before I expect this person to love me. You have to define what love is to you and the type of relationship that you want to be in. So your person could act on it. If you're always changing the goalposts with what love is, then your person always have to adjust. And you may not see a person trying their best and doing their best because you're always changing the goalposts for them. So does this person love and care about you? I think so. But do this person have flaws? Yes. And do you see their flaws more than their accomplishment? Yes. So this person is trying to please you. However, I feel like it's difficult because they don't even know what they can do to please you. So they have this unconditional love when it comes to you, the rose quartz energy, but you feel like you need to have boundaries. It's just like a person, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever you're dating right now, they consistently call you all the time. And you're just like, I need to breathe. And then they stop calling you as much. Now you're missing them. And they're like, you just told me you don't want me to call you. Or they decide to call other people, whether it's a friend or a family member. And then now you're just like, why does this person have so much of your attention? But you fail to realize that you told them that you feel smothered within this dynamics, right? So what I'm seeing is that you have to quit moving the goalposts, or your person have to quit moving the goalposts for y'all to actually be together. There is a lot of energy of air that's popping up, more so Aquarius. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy that's popping up a lot within this connection. We do have a water energy also, more so Pisces for the most part. And then we also have Aries energy also. Okay. Is pile 2 wasting their time within this connection? Should they move on, Spirit? We have the Ace of Cups, new love, new face when it comes to love. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Three of Cups. I don't feel like you're wasting time within this connection. And I don't think that you should move on. I think that how you experience love will change. How you give love will change. And how you want to be loved will change. And during this transitional time, it feels difficult, but it's not the ending. So what I'm seeing is that I see you and your person celebrating more, having more happiness, feeling like you guys are a part of a strong connection, and feeling like the world is cheering for you. So there will be acknowledgement when it comes to your connection, when it comes to love. So ultimately, what I'm feeling like is you should not move on. You should not call it quits. Just identify what love is to you, what the purpose is when it comes to this person in your life, and just take a person as they are. You know, lots of healing is going to happen, but I feel like the healing is internal, whether it's on your person's end or on your end. But emotionally, I feel like there's a strong connection between both you guys. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope I was able to give you clarity, guys, and confirmation within this connection. If you want more insights on what's going to happen next for your connection, I will leave my booking information in the description box. And until next time, I'll see you. Remember who loves you. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. And in this reading, we're going to figure out whether or not you should move on or not. Is your person playing games? Is it worth staying? What should you do? Okay. We're going to tap into the overall energy of your relationship. Then we're going to tap into your person's energy, your energy, advice from Spirit. Okay. So I did see that you chose the Caribbean Calcite. And what I could say about this energy is that maybe there are cultural differences when it comes to this connection, or maybe you're in a long distance relationship. There's an energy of distance some way, somehow, for the most part. I do feel like you and your partner is going through a transitional period where it's like the calm before the storm, or the storm has happened and the rainbow is starting to come out, but so much damage has happened, or so many sacrifices need to be made, so much adjustment needs to happen, to the point where it's just like, is it worth it? Does this person really love me, care about me? I will say that this is my second time recording this video, so I think that you and your person will go through a next rodeo. Okay. The Caribbean Calcite gives the energy of peace, emotional healing. It taps into the heart space. It brings tranquility. It brings calm and energy. It gives you the ability to speak through difficult conversation. It gives you the ability to step up to the plate and communicate effectively. So there is an energy of, even if there's distance, communication is the key for things to work out between you and your partner. But let's see what the tarot say from your higher self, God, the universe, ancestors. Okay. So pile 3 wants to know what's the overall energy for their connection. So we have the 10 of Swords. Usually when you get the Ten of Swords energy, it's energy of things has not ended yet, and it's definitely not painful. So there is a big opportunity for reconciliation of some sort, but I feel like the issue is that there is an avoidant energy when it comes to communication. So you and your partner really need to discuss what's really bothering you. It's like you guys will address the surface level issues, but the thing that's really causing the problems, the root issue, is not being addressed. So you keep going through cycles over and over, and you're just like, but we fixed this, but it's not the root cause of what's happening. So there's an energy of we need to fix the core issue. What is the core issue? That is the question you need to be asking yourself and your partner, okay? What is Pile 3's partner's energy to the connection? We have the Ace of Swords. They feel blocked. They feel like they can't communicate. When we see the Ace of Swords energy in reverse, it's like their judgment is clouded. So it's just like you probably cannot recognize who your partner is, or maybe your partner cannot recognize the next step. Maybe they're the person who, you know, will take up the leadership relationship, and it's just like they're not doing anything. It's like it's lackluster. You know, you don't know what this person is thinking. Hell, they don't know what they're thinking. They could have like a mental illness, going through a hard time. They probably grieving. They could also be, you know, be sad and depression for the most part. But I feel like this person's having a hard time to articulate the things that they want, or to articulate the things that they need when it comes to you in a relationship, because they are confused themselves. They don't know what they want overall in their life for the most part. Okay. Let's see. How does Pile 3 person currently feels about them? What are the feelings? We have the Knight of Swords. You give them a boost of energy for the most part, right? But I also feel like this person is quick to argue and lash out. It's like they do before they think before they act. No. See, I'm getting confused. It's like they do things without thinking about the repercussion of their actions. They do things without being accountable. So what I'm seeing is that they're quick to take off. They're quick to hit the high notes. But when it's time to settle down and clear the air, they have a hard time going through the process. So when it comes to their feelings, they're trying to make sense out of it. They're not really trying to dig into it, because the Knight of Swords, all action, thought-based actions. So they're having a hard time processing their feelings with the situation. What is Pile 3 person's feelings towards them, the person on their mind? We have the Three of Swords. They're heartbroken. Okay, so they're remorseful about something. Okay, outside of the hurt and pain and drama. Yeah, when it comes to their feelings, I feel like they are internalizing a lot. A lot of air energies. So Gemini, Aquarius, Libra is popping out for this collective. But I feel like with time, things may get better. They'll be able to articulate what they want from this connection. Let me ask that. What is it that Pile 3 person wants in this connection? They want to fight for the relationship. They want to remove the third party. I feel like there's a third party energy that's within this connection for the most part. There it goes. The Three of Cups. They feel like there's somebody that's blocking y'all from being together. There's somebody that's influencing the relationship. The Knight of Cups. So I don't know if you were concerned about your person cheating or prioritizing other people, but I am seeing a third party who was really affecting the dynamics between your relationship right now. And I feel like your person is having a hard time, because in their mind, it's just like if they stepped out, or if you stepped out, then that's the ending. But their heart won't let them go through it. So they're trying to make sense of how they feel. But it's also energy of, if I can't have you, then nobody else could have you, you know? So they may see you as property, a prized possession. So be mindful of your person not seeing you for who you truly are, and not emotionally fulfilling you, but, you know, holding on to you because they can reap benefits from you for the most part. When there's time to celebrate life, they're there, front row and center for the most part, right? But when it's time for, you know, to put the work in, they be avoidant. So that's something that you have to consider when it comes to your lover. Because the Knight of Cups energy is they're willing to pour in into you, but they don't have enough. They don't have nothing. So they're pouring from an empty cup, the Knight of Cups in reverse. And I feel like they're scared to show their feelings. It low-key gives off an avoidant type of energy, but it feels like it's fearful, you know? So I feel like your person is very insecure about whether or not you love them. Hell, they love themselves. They're feeling very insecure about the next phase within the relationship. They're feeling very insecure about like what's to come. They're big on controlling the future. They're very big on, you know, how life should be. And they're having a hard time grasping the energy of you have to take it slow. Like, it's okay for the relationship to be in the unknown. They probably have control issues. Okay, what's your energy in this connection, Pile 3? What is Pile 3's energy in this connection? You are very level-headed. You probably come off cold, but you have think things through clearly. I feel like you're more so the person who is level-minded. You're more logical for the most part. You can articulate yourself well. I feel like your relationship will thrive if your person will listen to you, because your person is not even in enlightenment right now with the Ace of Swords, and your energy is at the ending of the cycle of the Swords storyline, whereas you have developed. Your person didn't even like scratch the surface area. So it's just like you're willing to forgive and try again, you know, from an honest, clear, logical place. Whereas your person, they're just going with the flow. So they're following your lead blindly, but they don't like the fact that you're in control. What else is going on with Pile 3's energy? That you are just happy. I feel like you want to fight for your connection with your person, but it's just like, it feels like you're through this work internally. I don't know if you're staying because of children or is a person who you saw yourself having kids with, but I'm picking up that you have a happiness and a light about you that when this person comes around, everything feels right. You know how it comes off? It comes off, everybody's just like, they're dogpiling on your person. Why are you with them? They're low class. They're not good enough. Like, you make all the money. You bring home the bacon. You are well put together. They're full of shit, but you're like, this is my full of shit. This is my shit, and I'm okay with my shit. This is my gutter. This is my damaged person. I'm okay with it. So you see them beyond their antics. You see their glory. You see their happiness. You see the potential, right? But at the same time, it's so hard to deal with them because they don't see the light that they bring. You see them as an equal, and at times you put them on a pedestal where they see you more so as a stepping stone, and they see you as the one good thing that's happening in their life. So they have a hard time releasing control. They have a hard time making you be in control because they're scared. They're terrified. They know in their hearts that you should be in control, but it's kind of difficult to process it. It's rather difficult to go through it. So they see you as a happy-go-lucky person, and they see the relationship being light and fun and airy. It's able to maneuver, but at the same time, they internalize a lot of struggles and they project that energy on you. So I'm going to ask, is this relationship worth saving? Is Pile 3 relationship worth saving? We have the Page of Swords. If you guys let bygones be bygones. The Page of Swords is in reverse. Not giving each other ultimatums. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Usually that's self-care. Prioritizing self. The Star card is in reverse. Not being able to heal. I feel like if you stay in this connection, you will lose yourself. Yeah. So you have to rediscover, redefine who you are and what you want out of a partner before you even consider if you're willing to communicate with this person. Is it worth saving? In this moment right now, no, because you're going to lose yourself in the process. If you're willing to risk who you are to have this connection, then go ahead. But I feel like whether or not the relationship ends or not, you're going to come out as a better person and you're going to love differently. So how you love right now will be completely different. And that's what you're going through right now. Realizing that I could love you right now, but I could also have boundaries. I could also put myself first. Just because you have a title of you're my lover, you're my boyfriend, you're my friend, you're my best friend, doesn't mean that you treat me as such. So that's something that you're discovering. Spirit, what's the advice for you for pile 3? What should I do about this connection? We have the 6 of Swords in reverse. Not being able to move on as quickly nor as easily. Leave your friends out your business. And a 9 of Pentacles. So be independent, because 9 of Pentacles independence energy. The 6 of Swords in reverse is not being able to move on how you want to. So be gracious with your process of moving on. You don't have to rush. You don't have to speed up the process. Take your time and make decisions that's right for you. Prioritize yourself. So to answer the question, should you move on? You should detach and then see what happens. Is this relationship worth saving? At this time, no. Because you're losing who you are at your core to make this person happy. And at this point, is it really worth it? And that's something that you have to discuss and figure out for yourself. Is losing you, losing your identity, losing who you want to be worth having a relationship with this person? If you say yes, then that's your answer. If you're doubting it, then that's also your answer. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope I was able to give you clarity, guys, and confirmation in this connection. I will open up my listing if you want to read in. Information will be in the description box. Until next time, remember who loves you. Bye.